Death Battle is doing quite the interesting topic between Ash Ketchum and Yugi Moto or Atem. Now, the reason this is very interesting is because both of these verses, despite what you would normally believe, skill abnormally high. And the reason I say this is, while I'm not a Pokemon guy, I'm not going to give a final verdict at the end of this video, because while I play the games, I'm not really too insanely deep in the lore. But I do know things like, apparently Arceus, his true form or his true powers, like above entire dimensions and shit. We have characters like Dialga, apparently time doesn't fucking matter to them, measurable speed feats, shit like that. Now, whether or not Ash actually has scaling to either of these characters, from my understanding, it's a bit questionable. However, we do know that there are some feats of him attacking legendaries and other shits with his Pikachu. As goofy as it sounds, you could really get high up into maybe universal, low multiversal. Some of these characters can, or Pokemon, my bad, they're not people like us. Anyways, let me go back to talking about the things I enslave for fun. Yeah, these fuckers, they're probably MFTL plus if you really want to go down that line. So you got 5D to 60 scaling at, but like I said, I'm not a Pokemon guy, so it could get higher. But what I am is I am definitely a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. We have insane statements of things like multiverse theory existing in Yu-Gi-Oh, fuck dimensions and shit. We already know that characters like Kaiba, he basically traveled to the Prana world in this one manga called Transcend Game. It was like a prequel to the Dark Side of the Dimensions, and Kaiba literally built this device that allowed him to send his mind into a literal fifth dimensional realm, and he dueled and beat the fucking god's ass. I'm not really sure if it was a straight up god or what, but yeah, they were like defending this realm like a troll because Kaiba was trying to break into the sixth dimensional realm or the afterlife, because he literally had a horrible record against Atem, and he was not about to let that slide. They actually had to pull Kaiba out of his own machine, because if he went to that specific higher realm, he straight up would have died, because that's beyond what any mortals in Yu-Gi-Oh should be capable of doing. But now the real scaling, it really comes from Ubel, and keep in mind, they make a big difference between things like dimension and universe, so they are most likely referring to higher dimensions. But Ubel, when beefing with Judai, Jaden, whatever the fuck you want to call him, basically Ubel was going to blow up the entire fucking 12 dimensional, all 12 dimensions, higher realms, stuff like that, as well as the universes or higher realms. There's a lot of fucking higher realms. There's like the realm Kaiba went to, there's the normal universe, there's the fucking dual monster realm, which is the one I'm talking about, as well as Jaden's normal universe. Ubel is going to basically fuse them all with super polymerization and destroy them. This could be a straight up hyperversal, beat the arguably low multiversal at a low ball. Bare minimum is probably a six dimensional if you're going to include things like the afterlife, because Ubel was kind of strung for Judai or Jaden, whatever you want to call him, and it was getting kind of bad. Even after he started using the power of the Supreme King, something a power that even Sho or Cyrus was like, yeah, if he goes berserk, he's probably just going to destroy everything, going to destroy our world and shit, take that as he will. But then Ubel pulled out the super polymerization that he or she, or I don't even remember. I'm keeping it real. I haven't seen this shit in a while. I have all the panels, but I cannot remember their gender to save my life. Anyways, they were going to use super polymerization to basically destroy all these realms and shit. And this is important. And the reason I say this is important is because despite all the bullshit Judai and Ubel had been through together, are capable of doing, when they met Yugi, and I'm not even talking about a Tim, I'm talking about normal Yugi, literally just walked up to them, and they agreed to shuffle each other's decks, and Judai was shook. He felt the fucking Divine Beast or the Egyptian God cards, and that shit actually had him so shook that Ubel had to ask him, bro, are you afraid? And that is the kind of shit you're going to deal with Yugi, not to mention all the insane reality warping ass hacks he has. I do think that if it comes to versatility, it might go to Yugi, or, well, not really versatility, because Ash does have a lot of Pokemon with him. What I mean by that is, like, his hacks seem to be on a much better scale. They're a lot more useful than what you would normally expect from someone like, I don't know, Pikachu or something like that. Especially if I hear a lot of people use this logic. If he can use, like, his trap cards and stuff, they can probably use a Mirror Force on Ash. That would be interesting. If they're going to go that route, then it would be a really good fight if they went that route. Like I said, I'm not going to give a final verdict because I'm not a Pokemon guy, once again. But this is the kind of stuff I hope to see them talk about when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! At bare minimum. I want to see them talk about the higher dimensional stuff for Arceus too, because I do know for a fact that that's canon, and Arceus is pretty fucking strong if that's the case. They could probably pull some shit with saying that, I remember this one scene where Pikachu attacked Arceus, if I remember correctly. I might be crazy though. And that also might have just been like, an avatar or something like that. Anyways, I hope everybody has a good day, and hopefully they get this shit right. If they don't, then I will make a follow-up video. Oh, and another thing, apparently Kaiba straight up said that blue eyes white dragons from a higher dimensional construct as well. So yeah, it seems that they consistently state shit like this. But yeah, that's all for this video. If I had to give an overall prediction, they might have Yugi win, but they probably will have Ash win because he is more popular from my understanding. I might be wrong in that though, they're both extremely popular. Anyways, if you ever want to buy a video, here is a spreadsheet. Have a good day everybody, and peace.